The reason why people who have trauma or really difficult childhoods have more mental health problems is because the parts become more fearful and less willing to give up control, not because the self is damaged. Hi everyone, I'm Michael Quarter, and this is a guided tour of your mind. I'm going to talk to you today about a really important part of IFS, which is the idea that we have a lot of different subpersonalities that are a part of us. And first, I want to give all the credit for this theory to Dr. Richard Schwartz. He's the one that came up with it, and this is just my take on his work. This idea is nothing like the conventional theories of psychology, so it can be a lot to wrap your head around. The first part of how this works is that we have what IFS calls the self. It's our true self, or a main part of us that is us. And we have these other parts of us that are subpersonalities. So there's the self and our parts. If that sounds like the subconscious, it isn't, because parts have literally their own separate personalities, unique histories, and memories, and they have jobs that they perform for us. Our inner voices have answers. How did Dr. Schwartz discover this? He realized that his clients had these internal voices that would torment them. He helped his clients confront and battle with these inner voices, but it didn't usually work well, and sometimes it backfired really badly. Then he started having his clients ask the inner voices why they were tormenting them and what they wanted. Maybe to everyone's surprise, they answered, and he found ways of working with them to help his clients and heal their emotional wounds. Then he discovered this very special part he called the self. This self has some incredible qualities that Dr. Schwartz discovered, and I'm going to tell you about them in a minute. But to get how this works, you need to know that our subparts can blend with the self, and that's our normal state of being. How does this blending work? These subpersonalities just have the ability to blend in with us in our mind. Think about your own experience. You may feel like one person at work or school and a different person around your family or friends. You might have different feelings about yourself, or your level of confidence can change. Maybe when you return home to visit your family, you start feeling like a child again. That's because different parts get activated in different situations and around different people. The inner physics of this is that our parts blend with the self, and the blending can be just a little or nearly complete. When we're blended with a part, we can think, feel, and believe what the part experiences. Here's an example. Let's say you lose your temper. You think, feel, and act in ways that you normally wouldn't. And later you realize those weren't your true beliefs and emotions, and that part completely took over at that moment. Other times we're aware of thoughts and feelings we're having, but we're able to keep a more balanced perspective. Then the part wasn't blended as much. When more than one part is active, we might have opposing thoughts and beliefs or an inner conflict. Most people spend most of their time blended with one part or another, so we don't have a lot of experience of separation or being in self. How can we tell when we're in self? What Dr. Schwartz found was that the self showed up when he was able to get the other parts to step back, to unblend, or to separate from the self, and then it would show up with all these incredible qualities that could heal the other parts of the person. Schwartz described these qualities that all start with the letter C: compassion, creativity, curiosity, confidence, courage, calm, connectedness, and clarity, and the P qualities of presence, persistence, perspective, playfulness, and patience. Can you think of any times when this part has spontaneously come out in you? Maybe you can relate to those rare times when you felt yourself in a perfect flow without a sense of self-consciousness. The self has these amazing qualities and the ability to heal the parts of us that have been hurt. The other thing that Schwartz says that he was incredibly surprised to find was that the self existed in everyone, no matter what their history was like and that this part of them was undamaged and essentially indestructible. Conventional psychology basically believes that people can only develop the qualities when they've had a safe childhood and the right attachment figures, but actually, everyone has the self and the ability to find it inside of them. The reason why people who have trauma or really difficult childhoods have less qualities of the self and more mental health problems is because the parts become more fearful and less willing to give up control, not because the self is damaged. And that has incredible implications for psychology and mental health. If you want to know more about IFS and how you can bring the qualities of the self out, subscribe to this channel and I'll make some more videos about it. I'm also looking for volunteers to do demonstrations with in my videos. If you're interested in that, please send me a message. That's all for now, and I'll see you again soon.